Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome in. Yeah, so we got a little bit of a doozy today. So I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Quick live, real quick, just to kind of go over some things. Baby Yoda, what's up, man? Aloha to you, brother. How you doing today? As the title implies, Boost Infinite goes global. Now, I am seeing a little bit of mixed reviews on this. Some people are claiming the ha 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 ha, they got you type of thing, right? Which literally, it translates to the fact that when Boost Infinite launched, they literally stated that it was $25 a month. $25 a month forever. But then you have these add-ons that they've had for quite some time, right? Like add-on for hotspot, add-on to call internationally, add-on to, to call and use in Canada and Mexico, and add-on to add additional data. So, some people already felt the ha 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 gotcha was there, right? Because when you look at traditional postpaids like Verizon and AT&T and T-Mobile, they could be compared to Boost Infinite, they are pricey, right? But you get a little bit more when you sign up with those service providers. And so everyone was like, what's the catch with Boost Infinite? And so some people feel like that this was the catch. All the additional things that you add on, because if you add on every one of those add-ons to your $25 core plan, you are paying similar to what postpaid charges. So I'm going to tell you guys the positive of why this is okay, rather than focusing on it being the ha 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 gotcha moment type thing. Like, it's really not that negative as some people are claiming it to be. So we're going to look into that. We're going to look into also Boost Infinite now doing a 30-day trial, risk-free trial. Like, wow, they must really be wanting to add on subscribers to give you guys 1 month of service for free. So that's a little weird, but at the same time too, as it being weird is good. Weird is good in my book. Okay, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but weird is good in my book. So anyways, let me go ahead and pull this up, and we'll look at it together. So let's kick the tires and light the fires. Let's get into it, right? So now when you go to the Boost Infinite page, boostinfinite.com, which I'll go ahead and just pop that link in for everybody in the chat. You guys want to go check it out for yourself. But anyways, there you go, boostinfinite.com. If you guys go to boostinfinite.com, you guys will see this page. Why pay more when you don't have to? So they're really starting to kind of kick and push Boost Infinite. That's good. That's great, right? It says right there, try out our service for as low as $25 a month when you bring your phone. Switch to Boost Infinite today and enjoy peace of mind with our 30-day money-back guarantee. This has always been in place. When I worked there, this is exactly what they were doing before, was 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you were to cancel within, before your 30 days are up, then the slate is clean. If you finance the device, just box the device up and send it back, and you were golden. Anyways, so now that we have this new thing on the website, obviously you see infinite access for iPhone, $60 a month, infinite access for Galaxy, $60 a month. Bring your own device. Try us risk-free for 30 days. Okay, so, but here's the first part of it. Global roaming now available. So here we go. Let's take a gander. To me, perks is unlimited talk, unlimited text, unlimited internet. That is all I need. That's great, but other people have different needs, right? So, anyway, this is loading really slow, and we don't need to see the picture anyways. All right, so let's take a look. For less than $1 a day, okay, so $20 a month introductory price. Seamless connect across continents for an introductory price of just $20 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Dive into details below and see how we make international travel worry-free. All right, so stay connected overseas. With global roaming, you're always able to stay connected to your loved ones. Enjoy high-speed data across multiple destinations around the world, plus talk and text within your destination and back to the US. They got flexible data options, extending your trip. We've got you covered. Boost Infinite customers can easily add more data for only $10 per additional gig. Any data you don't use on your trip can still be used for a full 30 days from when it was added. Wow. No surprise fees. Say goodbye to unexpected charges. With global roaming, what you see is what you get. No hidden costs for text or high-speed data usage while abroad. And effortlessly activation. Ready when you are. It is easy to turn global roaming on before you travel and off when you return. Activate directly through the Boost Infinite app and manage your add-ons with ease. Get ready to roam. Download the Boost Infinite app, enable global roaming, stay connected on your terms. So that's pretty much what they have right there. So $20 a month. If you think about it, $20 a month plus $25, that is $45 that your bill would be in the month that you actually go. And like I said, you can control it within the Boost Infinite app. So it's not something that you're going to continuously pay for on your services if you enable it. You can disable it, right? So if you know you're going to travel overseas, like say in the month of April, then say when your bill cycle ends, like hypothetically March 25th, then on March 25th, you want to go ahead and enable this. It would be $20 to basically enable it. And apparently you're able to use your data overseas. Now, it doesn't give you any other additional details, I guess. Well, let's go into the FAQs. We know what global roaming is. We know how to prepare for your trip. How do I enable global roaming? See, what I want to know is how much data do you get? I guess I got to read the fine print here. Well, let me highlight this so I can read it better. Global roaming requires a compatible phone and eligible monthly domestic plan. Global roaming is available only for domestic U.S. customers traveling internationally in select destinations and not for customers who move, permanently reside, or intend to extend stays abroad. When traveling, some services such as domestic data applications, voicemail, or call waiting may not be available or work as expected. Available features and speeds may vary by destination. Coverage not available in all areas. The availability of and access to emergency calling services, example 911 in the United States, may vary by destination. You're advised to familiarize yourself with how to access these services before using your phone for global roaming. Networks differ from destination to destination. All destinations may not be available for roaming. Available destinations may change from time to time and from plan to plan. For a list of available destinations, log on the Boost Infinite app if you are currently a Boost Infinite customer, or call Boost Infinite customer care. And let's see, offer and features are subject to change with or without notice. Other restrictions may apply. You may not use global roaming for any purpose except as explicitly authorized herein, including using excessive data, call times, or connectivity as determined by Boost Infinite in its sole and absolute discretion. Any violation of these global roaming terms, the Boost Infinite terms and conditions, or Boost Infinite policies, including without limitations, the acceptable use policy, may result in blocking or removal of global roaming from your plan, or suspension or termination of your services at any time and without notice as determined by Boost Infinite in its sole discretion. More information on global roaming. I can't get global roaming add-on activated on my early access plan. Even tech support can't turn it on either. Had to escalate to their IT by submitting a request. Not a good start so far. I'll get into that here in a little bit, Baby Yoda. I'll definitely get into that. Are you planning on traveling outside anytime soon, or are we just trying to test it out to see how easy it was to enable it? Which, as anyone can tell, it's actually probably going to be a clusterfuck, but we'll see. Well, this is just strange and all on itself. Strange. Yeah, because it doesn't really give you like specifics exactly to how much data you're going to have. Now, I was reading on some people's screenshots that the overseas usage was just 1 gigabyte of data. I'll have to confirm that, but I think they should put that in on this website. There are things that I feel like that Boost Infinite leaves out on the website to kind of like push people to, I guess, sign up so they can see what type of stuff they're going to get. Because they try to put everything within the Boost Infinite app for customers to manage. And for inquiring possible customers, it seems like they just wanted to push you in. I mean, they got these things like the 30-day money-back guarantee, worry-free thing. And like that's been around for a while. You know, if you canceled before 30 days was up, then you weren't charged for the services, you know? Very, very, very interesting. At least I feel it's very interesting. Let's see. Let's view all add-ons. Maybe if we do the add-ons, it'll let us know. Let's see. You got data hotspot, high-speed data, premium visual voicemail for $3. They're now doing that. Let's see. Stay connected from the US to the people that to the people you love all around the world. Enjoy talking text to over 200 destinations. It's almost as if they copy pasted. Oh no, there it is. Global roaming. Stay in touch with friends and family and back home while traveling abroad. Take advantage of our introductory price of just $20 a month. That's less than $1 a day. And it's an introductory price. I don't think this is going to be their actual price for this. Because right now it is in beta. Right now, you know, I guess they have like limited accounts that has access to it. And it's, I guess you could say, like in trial at this point. So yeah, just trying to add it, but won't be traveling soon. It is free on the early access plan until 9/30/20. Yeah, I saw that because my wife still has her early infinite access, and I seen it in the app on there. It wasn't gonna, like, if she enabled it, it wouldn't have charged it. Well, it's not supposed to charge her, but this is Boost Infinite we're talking about. I mean, you know, yeah. It still doesn't really give too much specifics as to like how much data can you use. Like, is it your whole 30? You know what I mean? Because here's the thing, like it says, like if you wanted to add on additional data usage, you would have to pay $10 per gig. So I don't know if that goes against like your 30 gigs of data if you're on the AT&T side, 35 gigs if you're on the T-Mobile side, or I guess, you know, 30 gigs of data or whatever it is for the Dish side. But yeah. There we go. Let's see. Those are the plans. Global roaming is there. Did they have like some sort of advertisement for, you know, to try it out? And are just wording it differently, but it's still the same thing? I wonder. These are all the phones that they have. All right, let's go back. Huh, I don't really see it all that much anymore. I guess their 30-day free trial is just their new way of just kind of like captivating people in the fact that they have the 30-day money back guarantee. And I think it's just still the same thing. I don't see anything different. Because normally with a company, if they are doing like, you know, a 30-day free trial, like in essence, you know, free trial, you know, it'd be like, you know, how Mobile X has that 10-day trial, right? Where the AI learns your usage patterns, and certain companies give you like a 1 month free type of thing. I mean, in a way, it is kind of like that, because as it's stated, if you bring your own device and you just, you know, order service, you get the SIM card, you use it, it's money back guarantee if you cancel before 30 days, right? So let me make this clear so people understand. If you're going to try Boost Infinite for 30 days, okay, and you don't like it, make sure you cancel on the 28th day of service usage. Because if you cancel on day 30, it's going to become a valid charge. I wouldn't cut it close by canceling on day 29 because you don't know what type of fuckery customer care is going to do. And if it drags into 30 days, it becomes a valid charge. So if I were you, if you're going to cancel, the latest is 28 days into your service. Now, check Boost Infinite's app for when your bill cycle is, okay? Because it is on that bill cycle date. Say your bill cycle ends on the 10th of the month, which is so fucking strange with Boost Infinite. If it ends on the 10th of the month, it also begins on the 10th of the month. Because if you look at your bill cycle, your cycle period, it says from the 10th to the 10th, or from the 15th to the 15th, which is so weird. So it's like, does it end at 12 noon on that day, and then at 12:01 p.m. begins your new cycle? Like, it's so weird how they do it. But I would always just say 28 days into this, cancel. That way, money back guaranteed. So I guess they're pitching it as, try it for 30 days, bring your own device, because they used to do it. Even if you financed the device, they used to do it. You had to send your device back in. They don't anymore. Well, then it was always kind of wonky though, because there were times where people would finance a new iPhone. They would be like day 10 into their first month, and they would say it sucked, cancel. And we would go ahead and allow them to send back the finance device, and they weren't charged anything. They were refunded the taxes they paid on the device. And then there were other instances that were exactly the same scenario, and Boost Infinite was like, no, we're not taking the device back. You financed it. You gotta pay it off. So I don't know. They were really weird back then. These were some of the things that annoyed me about them, which is why I don't work with them anymore. But let me explain why the global thing, why the add-ons is actually beneficial and not a gotcha thing. So when you go to companies like AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, right, there are things lumped into your plan, and you're paying, $65, $75, $85, $95, even $115 a month for one single line with all these features, okay? And you look at Boost Infinite, which is its core plan is $25, and then each add-on is $10. And if you add global roaming, that's an additional $20, right? So, literally with all the add-ons. Let me go back and see how many add-ons there are, so I can pretty much put this together correctly. Where is it? Where did I see it at? That was a global roaming. Think of a jiggy. I have to click the Boost Infinite logo and look at it. It started. Where did I see it at? Okay, it had to be in plans. But I'm thinking, the speed pass, that's 10. The global calling, that's another 10. Hotspot, that's another 10. North America Connect, that's another 10. So that's $40. Plus the 25 core plan. So that's $65. You add global roaming, that's $85. So let's just say you grab every single add-on. That's, $85 before tax, right? So that pretty much puts it on par with what AT&T and what Verizon's charging for a single line. So if you kind of think about it, you have the control to have these things on and off when you want, just by disabling them if you don't need it. But if you want to have all these add-ons and everything like that, well, then you're pretty much paying a traditional price for a traditional postpaid line. So I guess the reason what I'm trying to say here is that the positive in all this is that you have the control to have these things on or off and to reduce your monthly. If all you really need is unlimited talk, unlimited text, and if you can make 30 gigs of data or 35 gigs of data, depending on which network your services is depending on, if that's all you need, then yeah, of course, you're going to pay a very, very low price for phone service on a postpaid provider. $25. I mean, yeah, $25. Can't beat that. That's pretty solid. If you want all the bells and whistles, which is their add-ons, if you want the additional 10 gigs of data for the AT&T side, the additional 20 gigs of data for the T-Mobile side, if you want hotspot ability to use your actual data as hotspot, If you want to be able to call internationally to 200 plus destinations, if you want all those bells and whistles, then yeah, you're looking at $65 a month. If you want the global roaming added on to use your phone outside of the US, then you're looking at $85 a month. So again, traditional pricing. So yeah, I can see why people thought like they got, like Boost Infinite did the haha gotcha on them, because they were touting for so long that, cheapest plan on postpaid service, power of 3 networks, all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, you are only paying $25 for the core of the plan itself. I call it the core because that's what it is. It's the root of everything you can do without all the add-ons, and just have the core plan and be just fine. Some people want to be able to call overseas to families, so they add on, the global calls. Some people may want the additional data because maybe they don't use 50 gigabytes of data, but maybe they use like 41 gigs or 43 gigs. No. The AT&T side, they would have to use a little bit more than that because it would bring them to like 40 gigs. 55 gigs on the T-Mobile side, 40 gigs on the AT&T side. So it's like maybe use a little bit more than 30 gigs. So you'll have that additional leeway, that additional room to just really kind of play around with the data just by having the add-on. So, you can pick and choose what you really need and what is going to work for you, is what I'm saying. And that's pretty much the whole thing here. The 30-day free trial thing, bring your own device. Obviously, they've been doing that since jump. Because that's just literally like sign up for service, get your SIM card activated. If you have an iPhone, do eSIM activation and cancel before before the 30th day, and money back guarantee. They offer that. I would be game for global roaming when I travel. So 25 base plus 20 would be 45 per month. Not bad. If that's what it is. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. I mean, they say introductory price, but that's just because right now, again, this is beta for Boost Infinite to test out. From what I've gathered so far today in research, it's they're rolling it out for access, right? Baby Yoda tried to do it just a while ago. He stated that not even tech support can get it added on to his, and he has early infinite access. So here's where it becomes the problem, right? This is where the negativity kind of kicks in for this live stream real quick. Boost Infinite is not known to get things right the first time. It's not known for them to just have these things flawlessly work. It literally just becomes a clusterfuck for some people. Does anyone know where to get an AT&T Boost SIM? So what I know for that, Sean, because I've actually activated a Boost mobile SIM on Boost Infinite. It hasn't been a problem to do that. You just have to make sure it is the AT&T one. Obviously, that's going to be the black card one. That's through Boost Mobile. Now, if you literally just have them send it out to you, just chat with Care, and they'll send you out a SIM. If you're using an iPhone, you could do eSIM activation. I do know that some people get frustrated with Boost Infinite because you plug in your address and the system determines whether the AT&T side or the T-Mobile side is going to be best for you, instead of allowing you to choose that for yourself. Which I think, would be a huge game changer for Boost Infinite if they just started allowing customers to choose for themselves which network they want to be dependent on, right? If you're in a city that has native dish, or what they call Boost Wireless, if your city has that and it has the N70 connection, and you have an iPhone 15 or a Galaxy S24 to be able to pick up on that bandwidth, and just that supports Bonner. If you're in that area, you'll get the Rainbow SIM. You just need yours because yours just stopped. So what I was able to actually do was a regular Boost mobile SIM kit that I bought. I believe it was at Walmart. I know it says it's for Boost Mobile, but giving the ICC ID number to the Boost Infinite rep, they were able to do like what they call a SIM swap, where they swap your service from your old SIM to your new SIM. So that works. It worked for me. So you could try that if you want to. But again, things with Boost Infinite is a bit wonky. Like I said, some things work, some things don't work. This global roaming is out. And I'll pop his his comment so you guys can read for yourselves. He's on early infinite access. He tried, it failed. It doesn't surprise me that early infinite access users may try to get global roam turned on for them and it fails, because for early infinite access users, they're not going to get charged for this for the promo time. Now, if you don't have early infinite access, so if you didn't sign up for Boost Infinite back in December of 2022 and got on their beta, then you'll have to pay the $20 a month. Only early infinite access users will get access to this, I believe, for a period of time without having to pay. But it's only a period of time. After that, they will be charged like everybody else. So it doesn't surprise me that like early infinite access users are going to run into issues, because there were like, I don't have my early infinite access line anymore. I let that go. When I had that line, I would never know how much data I used. They could never, ever, for the life of Dish, ever fix the app and the system to actually tell me how much data I was using. So every time I logged into the Boost Infinite app and I looked at my early infinite access line for data used, it would always have like 2 hyphens or 2 dashes, or it will say 0.0 gigabytes. And so there was a time where I was only 3 days into my build cycle and the speeds were like super slow, and found out they throttled me. And when I called in to talk to a care rep, they were like, "Oh, you used all 30 gigs of your priority data access." And I was like, "How? In 3 days? Like, how?" In 3 days? No, I didn't. In 3 days? No, because I'm not a heavy data user. You can look at the past 6 months and see how much data I actually used, and I guarantee you I didn't use anything over 20 gigs. But so early infinite access users, doesn't surprise me if you guys run into issues getting the global roam working. That just doesn't surprise me at all. Pair character cheerfully blowing a party horn. Appreciate it. Alternate reality. Appreciate it for the $5 super chat and super sticker. So I would say this, I can't knock Boost Infinite for trying, right? Like, my personal beef with Boost Infinite, totally different from like what I'm gonna like project to everybody on the channel, because I do have a personal beef with them, and it's silly. It does not need to be repeated, because there's nothing that's really gonna happen between me and them. My 2 of my lines are already done with them. They're done. My wife is keeping her line with Boost Infinite, and so she'll be like my insight as to how Boost Infinite is. But for me, I don't have Boost Infinite. I'm not really using it. So my beef with them is pretty much done. But what I will say is this: with all these different add-ons and the global add-on as well, again, you're not locked into having to choose a postpaid plan that you'll have all these features and then maybe like 1 or 2 features you actually use and have to pay so much money a month, and you could just pick and choose. You need an ICC ID 890141, and your Walmart doesn't have that. Doesn't have that, other than the 8901124. Huh? Interesting. I don't know, man. And you can try going to a Boost mobile store and buying the SIM directly from them. They'll sell it to you, but of course they're going to stonewall you for a good amount of time. Like, they're going to tell you, "Oh, we have to set it up, we have to activate it," because the store reps for Boost Mobile, they want to get that commission, they want to get that activation commission. So, but I've gone into Boost Mobile stores and literally just told them that I need a replacement SIM card, and they sold me one. I think at first the dude tried to sell it to me for $30. He tried to tell me that he sold me the SIM for $5 and I would have to pay a $25 activation fee. And when we kind of got into war of words, eventually he just sold it to me for $10, and then I was out the door with it. So you can try that. And you can double check because when they pull those SIM cards out from the drawer underneath the register, you can actually check out the card and see, and they'll tell you which beginning sequences of the ICC ID you're getting. So you can determine if it is the T-Mobile one. But the T-Mobile one, the card is blue. The AT&T one, the card is black. And then of course the Dish one is rainbow, or like has like like the rainbow fiber streaks. Maybe, but see, here's the catch though, right? So if you actually go to my Facebook page, there is a ton of people that just certain things just don't work. I'll actually show you the group. We're like at 915 followers on that group for Boost Infinite. Let me go to my groups real quick, and then I'll pull it to the page that I'm sharing. All right, here we go. Yeah, 915 members so far on this. And a lot of it literally is just, people either sharing updated news about Boost Infinite, or literally like sharing their experience that, they're kind of upset about. This person, Maureen Elizabeth, she actually tested Boost Infinite in Mexico. Like she went outside and ran into some issues. I remember her story very well. Shout out to those people who are following this group page. If you guys want to follow the group page yourself, I'll put the link in the chat and you guys can follow it. But she's used it out there. She ran into some issues. But yeah, the group page is pretty lit. Like there's a lot of good people in there. And even for a time, I don't know if he's still there. Let me look and see. Apparently, supposedly, Mike Kelly was following this group. Former person, head up of what do they call him? Was it Mr. Boost or whatever? Whatever. No, I don't want to create a post. I want to look at the members. Oh, here we go. Well, let's see if we can find him. Here he is. Apparently, this is also supposed to be the actual page for well, this is let me see, where is it? No, there we go, view profile. Easier on my mobile app. So apparently this is supposed to be his actual Facebook page for Mike Kelly. Like I said, I don't know if it's really him or not. It kind of looks legit when you kind of look at all of his posts. And something that, a guy would post on his personal Facebook, but also still kind of like bring up the brands. But I don't know. Anyways, he says he's from Parker, Colorado. There we go. Executive Vice President and Group President of Retail Wireless for Dish Network. When did he post this? September 13th, 2023. Posted that. Let's see. We'll go to his about. Yeah, no relationship info. Nada. Just, some photos and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's really him or not. I just know that, like, those that were in the group, they literally were, like, DMing me that, hey, he's in there. I don't know if some members wanted me to block him. But I'm not going to do that. Anyways. Let's get back to the discussions. But yeah, hey, here's one of my moderators. One of my moderators for this actual group page. So like, yeah, what I'm going with this, and I kind of got sidetracked there, so sorry, hashtag ADHD problems. But so literally, I get it all across the board with this group. I get, those that have a great experience with Boost Infinite. I get those that signed up and had a terrible, experience. The thing is, and the reason why I created this group, aside from the actual official Boost Infinite page on Facebook, I created this group to allow people to talk to other Boost Infinite customers without the company itself seeing what these people are posting, giving them the comfortability to just really share what they really think. And so this is where I grab a lot of my material from, like thoughts, feelings, not only just my experience, but other people's experience that are going through the same thing that I'm going through. I grab it from here. This is where I get it from. And I see everyone that's posting what they want to post, good things, bad things. I don't care if people slander the company in the group page. My only thing is just keep it specifically to Boost Infinite. If you're posting visible shit, if you're posting Metro by T-Mobile, you're outed. But if it's related to Boost Infinite, you're in, like Flynn. And yeah, so that's where I grab all the information from. So how do they do the global roaming? I'm pretty sure that they basically piggyback off of what T-Mobile has literally in place. Is what I'm going to assume. They're using AT&T T-Mobile's roaming, like overseas roaming. This is something I talked about, I think, several live streams ago about Boost Infinite. I was saying that Boost Infinite really needs to renegotiate their deal with T-Mobile and basically get access to, because like that's how Google Fi roams. If anyone doesn't know that, Google Fi roams and roams really good because obviously Google Fi piggybacks off of T-Mobile's towers, and Google pays a good amount of money to T-Mobile for network access. Obviously, when you look at Google Fi's connection, their QCI level is pretty much perpendicular to T-Mobile's postpaid customers access. So they also use T-Mobile's international agreements for them to be able to roam in most countries, and in other countries where T-Mobile doesn't have it, Google has made some sort of arrangement with the local telco networks in those countries. So that's how Google Fi is able to do it. So I'm thinking that Boost Infinite did the same thing. They're using T-Mobile's, and maybe if AT&T has some agreements overseas with countries, they're using AT&T's. But I know that the person that has the largest basic connection overseas is T-Mobile, and so I'm thinking that that's who they're using. Can they use EchoStar satellites at all? Not yet. I doubt it. I doubt that will come. I mean, I hope it does. Some form or fashion, I hope it does. Only because if you see what, basically Starlink and T-Mobile as a combination is doing, I think that Boost Infinite can actually go down that road too as well. It's just about how they execute things. If they execute things right, which we've seen right now, they're not executing things pretty good at all. They're not executing it. Obviously, you see that, you guys know about Mike Kelly stepping away from the company, right? He wasn't in there very long. And so they're going to bring somebody else in to basically run this. And then if this don't take off the way that Dish expects it to, then that person's probably going to get canned. Like, I feel like that Boost Infinite is like really trying to grow fast to catch up to T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon, which if I could just bend the fucking ears of all the big wigs at Dish, if I can talk to the head honcho himself, I would bend his ear and tell him to stop worrying about growing as fast as or as big as these companies are as quickly as possible, but build it out right. Today, everything is done on smartphones. We do our banking, we do our entertainment, we do our personal stuff. I mean, I can't take that to the side. People do some stuff. That's how stuff gets on the internet. We do all this stuff from our phones, and we need reliable service. We need reliable connectivity. Never mind 5G, LTE, and all that shit. If you have a stable, decent connection that can pull all these things up, that you can upload all these things, then literally, you'll be a happy camper. So if they would just build a strong network, make sure the services are working for at least a good 80% of their customers, then, they will grow as fast as they want to, because word of mouth from customers is a lot better than advertisement. They told me it's free. It's a free ad for those with early access. It's free for a promotional time. I'm gonna go on a whim. I didn't see anything on the website that talked about how long the promotional time is, but from what's being said, and even Baby Yoda said it earlier in the chat, um, it's a promotional time for early infinite access users can get the global roam free, so you won't get charged a $20 fee for the add-on. But that's only for a certain amount of time. I think it's a year. I could be wrong. I think it's a year. For a year, you're able to do it. After a year, you're going to start paying the regular price, $20. Baby Yoda, who's in the chat or might still be in the chat, he stated that he tried to get it turned on today and he ran into issues, and tier 2 tech couldn't get it added on for him. So you could try to turn it on to test it out. If you have early infinite access, you can try it out and see if it activated for you. But if it didn't, then yeah, that sucks. Dish is under pressure to meet deadlines set by the FCC during the T-Mobile Sprint merger. Yeah, I know they are. And you know what? They're not really going to have a problem with getting to those goals. I mean, when you look at the last 2 goals that they've met, they pretty much met those goals. At this point right now, and how they're growing, really, it's all about expanding rural. Because the percentage that the FCC deadline was not about landmass. They weren't talking about landmass 80% coverage. They're talking about 80% of the United States population, which means people. And most people reside inside of a major city. There are people who live in rural areas. And so that's their next step for them to do, is to reach those rural areas. As far as growth, subscriber growth is what they're really chasing after, to be as big as T-Mobile or as big as AT&T, etc. I feel like that's a bad move for them to chase that type of growth. Just for right now, they can chase it in the future, but for right now, they got to get all their ducks in a row. They got to get their services working correctly. Early infinite access users who were beta testers really should have their accounts fixed. Fixed, what I mean is that a lot of the early infinite access users have some sort of glitch with their services, and it goes unresolved. I know this because this is the reason why I left them. I left my early infinite access line. At the time, I switched from early infinite access, and I went through Amazon to get a T-Mobile side SIM and was on the T-Mobile side. That's the reason why I did it. Yeah, there's nothing that really, so this is one of the things I don't like about Boost Infinite. They are not as transparent as they pretend to be. They won't tell you. So I'm going to assume this, and I may be wrong. I'm going to assume that it's, if you are on the AT&T side with 30 gigs of data and you add the global roam for $20 extra and you travel outside the country, I believe it just uses against your 30 gigs of data. Because if you run out, then you got to pay $10 for an additional gig, which is, comparable to Google Fi, because Google Fi pays, $10 per gigabyte. So Q Satellite is internet, so anything that's possible with them. I guess so. Yeah, so dinner's done for me. I'm gonna go eat dinner now. I'm gonna wrap this up now. So just to clarify, in total, it's $20 to add on the global roam for regular infinite customers. It's free on a promotional time for early infinite access customers. And the 30-day free trial is just their fancy way of shifting around their 30-day money-back guarantee, clause, which basically means try out their services, bring your own device, get a SIM activated or eSIM, try their services out for 30 days. If you don't like them, you can cancel. They won't charge you for that month of use. But remember what I said, key thing, if you're going to do this, if you're going to do the trial period and the 30-day money-back guarantee that they offer, make sure you cancel by the 28th day of your service cycle. Do not do it on the 30th day, because they will count it as a valid charge. You will be billed, and if you ignore the bill, it will impact your credit. And as of that, everyone, I'll leave you guys to your own devices. If you guys know who says that, put that in the comments. Let's see how many people can figure it out. Peace.